So today we're going to talk about some records that are in my collection. It's going to be like a several part series. We'll just talk about like why I like them, and if I think you should recommend them, maybe some songs you should listen to off the album. So first of all, with no introduction, we're going to do The Rapture by Susie Sue and the Banshees. This is like a gothic record in a way. I know she doesn't really like that label, but it's kind of got that like 80s, around that time, like The Cure and everything vibe. It's got some really long, like, I just want to say like almost like theatrical music. Not like in the sense, it's just more like a mood sentence. Like the song on here, The Rapture, takes up a whole side of the vinyl record. It's a two LP set. As you can see the back, not very nice. It's not a gatefold, it's only a single, but like I said, this is a good album. I can't really recommend a single song from this album. I kind of like listening to it all, and that's one of the major benefits of vinyl. It's just like listening to it. You just get to hear everything, because obviously you can't skip like you can on like Spotify, or you hear it, that don't sound good, skip. But I feel like in that way you don't get to experience the whole album. But yeah, that's that one. Now, this next album here is The Bright Eyes' Letting Off Happiness. This is a really cool album, and I wish I could see the song list right now. But yeah, this is like an art piece, like album on the front and back with the sleeve. It's got some really good songs in here. I think the song I love the most is called Summer in June on the West Coast. Let me just pull that out and check. I'm sure it's called that. Yeah, it's called June on the West Coast. It's one of my favourite albums. It's also like Bright Eyes is one of my favourite artists. A lot of his early stuff is really good, I think. I think all his work's decent and it's all listenable. If you like this kind of music, kind of like almost like folky indie type, you know, guy and guitar or very small band, I highly recommend this album. Next is a My Chemical Romance album. I absolutely love My Chemical Romance. This is the only like 12-inch LP I have. This was a Record Store Day exclusive. This is Life on the Murder Scene, which is a live version of 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, or most of that song. There's also a couple of demos on this LP, and you can see it's very nice. There's a blood splatter vinyl, which I will show because I really do like splatters. I feel like this one is really nice. But yeah, that is a really cool album. I recommend 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge a lot more over this record. Our next record is Princess Nokia's A Girl Cried Red. This is probably one of my more favourite modern albums. This is my favourite Princess Nokia album. I don't really like a lot of her other music, but I feel like this is like a peak, like modern day emo like type album. Definitely got the vibes, you can tell just by her aesthetic on this. Outside the White Castle and the Slipknot shot, I think that's so cool. And the back, very cool. I highly recommend this album. It's not very long. You know, as you can see there, it's like 8 tracks. But yeah, I think this is a really good record if you like emo type music, rock music kind of thing. Highly recommend it. Next is a record that I don't even really know why I own. This is Little Pump. What did he call this one? This is the Harvard Dropout. I believe this was his debut full album. I'm honestly not sure, but I don't think this record ever did very well. I only had this because it was like really cheap somewhere, and I do like the song. I love it, and it's got Kanye West in it. It's worth listening to if you like it. I know a lot of people do not like this guy. I understand why, but some of his earlier music was like really good. I thought it's quite catchy. This next album is Rob Zombie's A Sinister Urge Zone. This is the second album I believe he put out after Highway Rockabilly or something. I forget now, but it's the one with Dracula and Living Dead Girl. This is more of the same. It's a good album. I wouldn't say it's better than that album. Once again, I think I got this one on a sale or something, but it's got some really good songs. It's more of the same. If you like Rob Zombie's music vibes, highly recommend this. It's got some lovely artwork on the gatefold as well. It's just a single LP with a sheet inside. Get what they call them now. This is one of my favourite albums, like modern punk albums ever. This is The Chat's High Risk Behaviour. I think this is a very solid record if you like things like the Sex Pistols. You just like some like rough and ready music. Don't look no further than this album. Whole thing is good. It's like an Aussie punk band. They're just really good. I highly recommend you listen to them. I recommend off this album Pub Feed, Dine and Dash, The Clap, basically the whole album because it's just that good. Next I want to talk about this album, Flower Violence by Bloom. I think this was just another one that I found cheap somewhere. And this is one of the things I do like about physical media, is because it gives you a chance to find different type of music. Like I just picked this up out of the blue, I think because it's like got a damaged sleeve, but the disc inside's actually alright. And it's actually a nice pink vinyl. You can maybe see the outskirts, that matches the cover. But you get to discover different music, different sounds that you may have not known. And I feel like that's some of the soullessness of Spotify and Apple Music and all those other streaming platforms. I don't feel like you get to try different music. I don't like this that much, but it's okay. It's a decent. Next is Blink-182, Take Off Your Pants and Shirt. This is a classic like pop punk album, Blink-182. Tons of good songs on here, from First Date, The Rock Show, Stay Together for the Kids. Tons of good songs. I really like this album. Inside you've got a gatefolder once again, with just pictures of the band in different colours with all the songs. Next is another great album. This is 100 Gex 1000 Gex. This is a hyperpop album. To really love 100 Gex or get into 100 Gex, I highly recommend you listen to a song on YouTube called The Money Machine. If you like that, you're going to like this album. It's a solid album overall. The music is, if you like that type of like EDM or hyperpop stuff, highly recommend this. Tons of good songs. Stupid Horse is another song I think you should listen to. Before you listen to maybe our ringtone. Highly recommend this. It's one of my favourite hyperpop albums. And I'll see you in the next part.